that she used my picture and my name and my account and was in there making posts for 8 months, acting like me, writing posts. I've got everything. Well, she said I was Thurston County's biggest, that I was there. I am not on any register. I have no violence on my record. I have no domestic violences on my record. I have nothing like that. And I have a 16-year-old daughter. And how am I supposed to? I lost my job because of this for 2 years. I had a great job.
We're taking up case 2579, Mr. Villalba against Ms. Gooding. There was a temporary order. Today is the day we determine should this order go beyond today or not. So I'm going to turn to Mr. Villalba, hear from him why I should do this, and I'll turn back to you and to determine why you think I shouldn't. And we're working under the anti-harassment order. So, Mr. Villalba, you said a lot of things here. Anything else or anything more? Something you want to
Well, you've got the paperwork. I understand relationships and I understand that they go bad. But what was done, there's nothing that can explain.
Which one of these things you're most aggrieved by?
That she used my picture and my name and my account and was in there making posts for 8 months, acting like me, writing posts. I've got everything. Was Thurston County's biggest, that I was there. I am not on any register. I have no violence on my record. I have no domestic violences on my record. I have nothing like that. And I have a 16-year-old daughter. And how am I supposed to? I lost my job because of this for 2 years. I had a great job.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out why I got fired because Monday we had talked and I had everything set up.
Okay, let me back you up. We'll get to that. Trying to keep it a little orderly. I know.
I get worked up. And I'm really sorry about that.
I understand. Okay. So those 8 months, what time frame was that?
That was from beginning of May to the end of
May of 2024?
Yes, I'm sorry, May of 2024. It started in May of 2024 and it ended just a couple of weeks prior to her being served, or a week to being being served.
Came to the court in March, so sometime in March it ended.
Yes.
Or she was, as you understand, served notice of this hearing.
Correct.
And then you say you lost your job in that same time frame.
I lost my job in September, and I had no recollection of this whole. I just can't believe it. For 8 months, I didn't know anything about this, and to see how long and how many posts that she made.
What did they say about why you lost your job?
They said because it was slow. I had went in a week ago and talked to the secretary and asked if there was a specific reason why I was let go, and they had stated that they had information on a Facebook profile page of mine about me being. And my boss was just like, look, if it is true or it's not true, I still can't have those kind of things being said because he's.
So you got this from a secretary?
My boss.
We talked to your boss?
I didn't physically talk to him, no.
All right. So you heard this through another person?
Yes, through another person, yeah.
And the secretary doesn't make the firing and hiring decisions?
No, she doesn't.
The boss does. Okay, but you heard that that's what the secretary thought.
Yes.
And then you haven't been hired back?
No.
And are you working anywhere else?
No, I was on unemployment. When this happened, since unemployment, I've been depressed because I've been dealing with our breakup and moving. Then this happened and I've been a mess. I've tried to work, I've gone to work and I find myself getting depressed after a couple of days and then just refuse to go back because I'm just not.
So you're getting hired elsewhere, but you're ending the job yourself?
Yes.
Things kind of stopped, you said, before you filed this order. Do you have any concept of why?
Because when I found out about the profile page, I started digging into my phone more and realized that she was synced into my phone. And I have pictures of her synced into my phone with a certain password that she has that I didn't have at that time. And it shows her name and her picture and my name and my picture are synced. When she got served, my credit card information came off a spyware that she had used because I had my credit card information in my phone.
So again, back up and focus in here. Do you have any idea why these things may have stopped before you even came?
Oh, because I think she knew that I was figuring it out, that she was into my phone.
Okay, and how would you think that she would know that?
Oh, because I would turn off certain things on my phone, and the next morning I'd wake up and they'd be back on again.
So, and how do you attribute this to Ms. Good?
Well, I have her name into my phone, synced into my phone, and when I removed my email address that I thought that she was synced to, and when I go to recover that email address because I have 2,000 work photos on there that were deleted by her. When I tried to recover that email, it asked me to send her email. It'll send her email a verification or a verification number. Why do I have to send her a verification verification number to get into this.
Email that you attribute to Miss Gooding, is this the email that you may have used through your relationship?
Yes.
How long was this relationship?
We did it for 3 years. We were separated for a year, but we were still in contact. Because I have a dog, and I would go down there and take care of him, walk him, and stuff like that. And so that's why we kept in contact. And then when she did the restraining order, she took my dog. So that's the other thing. Because of the issues that were going on, was also had to move out of the house I was just moved into a week prior.
Where do you think Miss Gooding is residing?
At her residence.
Things seem to have ended right before you filed, and you filed. Anything since you filed?
Since the time of her being served, my pictures, my personal pictures and my work photos, everything that meant something to me, my pictures of my dog were all deleted. The information, like I had a bill of sale wrote out for my car from my aunt, that was deleted. The information that I have that is in front of you about my dog, the citation, the vet bill, and bill of sale was all deleted off of my phone. I have printouts, you have it all. I have text messages and everything. It says that when she filed, she made sure to do it on my daughter's birthday or the day she filed on the 6th.
About Caitlin?
Yes, Caitlin. Caitlin's birthday was on the 6th. Meg Gooding sent me text messages stating that she was going to make sure that I went to jail on my daughter's birthday so she could witness that. And then I got paperwork served to me on the 5th, and then the 6th they came. But because of no evidence,
What month?
February.
Were you this year?
Yep, February of
Okay.
5th. Oh, sorry. Her birthday is on March 6th. I'm sorry. So it was 3/5/2025 that I got served with a restraining order for domestic violence and battery, and she demanded that I give back my dog to her.
What's happened with that?
It got dropped. No, her restraining order was dropped. So we went to court after they took everything, and we went to court, and the judge dropped the case.
How did you know this from Ms. Gooding, that this was her plan?
She stated in text messages that she was going to make a profile page, making sure that everybody knew what kind of person that I supposedly was, and she didn't care about the consequences. She didn't care about anything as long as it ruined me. She stated that she was going to do this. She was going to make sure that I went to jail on my daughter's birthday so she could watch that. I didn't know it was a restraining order until I was served.
All right. So if you can help me understand who's writing what. So these look like screenshots from cell phone. Is this your cell phone screenshot?
Yes.
From?
Yes.
When did these messages come in?
3 in the beginning of March, end of February.
Okay. Before you filed.
Yeah, but yes, this is before I filed.
Got 2 pages here of screenshots. One says, "I'll ruin your life and everyone you love." What's that one? Who's writing that?
That's Meg Gooding writing that.
All right. And you think that that's Meg Gooding because...
I have pictures of her and 2 other names on a profile page with her real name matched to these 3 names that you see right there. This is on Messenger.
Comes into your phone. It
Yes.
says Meg Gooding.
Yep.
All right. And I'll send your mom and Sally all your internet history. So then I see an emoji of a flipping, giving someone the bird or flipping someone off with their middle finger. Is that you or
No, that's her.
Okay. So no response from you in
Nope.
this one.
Nope.
All right. So this is what you're saying. I'll ruin your life. I'll send your mom and Sally. Who's Sally?
On my aunt. She's like my mom.
Okay. And then it says, "See you later today. Enjoy what little reputation you have." And then I'll have a profile for you made on every hookup site outlining. All right. And then the next page starts with "Enjoy that fucker." Who's that from?
That was from Meg Gooding, ma'am.
And in the same way, is this part of a whole stream?
Yeah, this all Meg, yes.
Which started first? "I'll ruin your life," or the started first?
Yeah, it was I'll ruin your life.
Started with that.
And then the end, and then that one.
So are there any responses from you and me?
Not for these, no.
Not what I'm looking at.
Nope.
All right.
Not at all. I didn't respond to any of
See you
those.
later today mean?
Because that was the day that she was filing, or that was the day that I was getting the restraining order, I guess, put against me. I was sick and my phone was off. I didn't get any of these messages. So when I turned on my phone after I got served, I seen all these messages and was like, what the hell?
These came in uninvited from you. You hadn't texted or anything?
No, these messages, no.
Before this, how recently had you had any conversation?
Oh, we had been talking. We had been seeing each other clearly till all the way up until like a week before I was served. So a week before March. Yeah, we were constantly talking and hanging out. Like we were friends.
Where does this come from? What happened?
This is the stuff that she sends to me. If I can't give her 100% of my attention, that she gets very upset. These are the things that I've been trying to help her out with.
So this came after some sort of disagreement.
Yes.
How soon after?
A couple days, maybe. She kept asking me to bring my dog back, and I'm like, I'm sick, and he's mine. I'm like, and so the other way.
This disagreement about the dog is what's going on.
Yes, yeah. This whole Well, yeah, and the reason why we were seeing each other in these last years because of the dog. I got the dog for myself. I bought the dog when we broke up because I was going to be homeless and I wanted a dog. She knew this. When I got the dog and picked the dog up, I paid for the dog. She said that she didn't want to see the dog sleep outside, so we could stay there. You know, it was an off and on again thing where she would kick me out for a night and I'd come back the day and, and it was just on and off, on and off, on and off.
These messages that you've handed out in hard copy came just a couple of days after a disagreement about the dog.
Yes.
So anything else before I turn to Ms. Gooding?
No, ma'am.
So Ms. Gooding, I don't have anything in particular from you.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for public records to come in. Sean's been pretty active this past week contacting me and calling animal services.
So this is the trial. You've heard this allegation about Facebook posting, about the loss of a job. What do you have to say about all that?
I'll start with the loss of the job. Sean
I want
did
you to start with the Facebook post.
Oh, the Facebook post. So I really don't have anything to speak to it because I didn't make this profile. Like, Sean's the one that's familiar with making many profiles, not me. And my Facebook is typically deactivated. So that's all I really have with that. I don't know how else to dispute it. I know Sean's had not only access to my phone, but when his phone was broken, he accessed his Facebook and his Messenger on my personal cell phone. So, like, as far as timeline goes, it being created, like, I don't have anything for you, Your Honor. Just that I did not make this profile, and
so you didn't make that Facebook statement that puts Mr. Villalba as if he's a sexual predator,
no,
rapist.
No.
Well, then when I look at, all right, so then we've been looking at these text messages.
Yeah.
This is all filed in the court file for you to have looked at too.
I did see some, but there were just a lot. Go ahead. Sorry.
These that are being alleged that you made right before he was served notice of a hearing in Superior Court for an order to protect you.
Yeah.
Enjoy what little reputation you have. I'll have a profile for you made on every hookup site outlining what a you are and will lie about anything to trick women into fucking you. So what's all that?
That's the only thing from like things that I have seen. Like I said, I don't get on my Facebook. It's typically deactivated. I saw and assumed, I was just like, he probably just made a fake profile for me because he makes fake profiles all the time and was just having a conversation. So
that's a text message stream that we're talking about. I'll ruin your life and everyone you love. No one will want anything to do with you. I'll send your mom and Sally all your internet history so they know just how sick you are. The emoji with giving someone the bird.
Yeah.
Enjoy that, fucker. See you later today, bitch. Enjoy what little reputation you have for the rest of your life. And then the vulgar text message stream. Tell me about that.
The only thing that I can really think, again, is just like a back and forth. Currently, Sean is padding my text messages with like all of the fake information about this is about the dog in the car. Like, this is all that this is about. And you're hearing a lot about it. It's all over the petition. Like, Sean is upset that I'm the legal owner of this vehicle and Max, and he's going to any and all lengths to get him. Like, you said it yourself, like, you're not going to award Max, and all this is going to do is make Sean find any way to try and get this dog. And so
it's getting then this back and forth on the text. That's what you're saying it's all about. You're bickering back and forth and pretty.
I'm not saying no. I am not saying that is me at all. Like, there is so much here that I'm having to do work to like basically prove wrong and false. I'm not the one that got the citation from Animal Services. That was Sean.
Let me ask you about, have you had troubles with your phone service, with texting being attributed to what?
Yeah. So I have had to like basically use a hotspot on a phone that is broken so I can use like another phone. For the last like 3 months, I had to use my kid's phone because I couldn't get a new phone. So I've only been able to actually utilize my cell phone that I have.
So before that, were you using your cell phone to send text, doing everything else on the internet?
No, like I had my laptop.
How do you communicate with your children before that?
I was using my Instagram. I know it's really like MacGyvery way, but I just like was actually actually enjoying like not having my phone and not having Sean contact me. Like that's just what it is.
When was the last time you sent a text message to Mr. Villalba?
It was the day that the petition was dismissed. So he had immediately texted me after it was dismissed and asked me if he could see Max. And I said, absolutely not, considering he had assaulted me last time I had seen him. So I guess I should clarify like the using of my phone. It was really just like,
Well, I'm just wondering, so
moment.
that was the last time you had a text message interchange, you're saying, with Mr. Villalba, was right after your hearing around the 18th of...
Yes. And that was an exchange. And since then, Sean's texted me and there has not been an exchange.
You'll agree that whoever sent these texts knows a little bit about Mr. Villalba's family and the two of you?
Yeah. Especially if they know Aunt Sally, like...
So he tells you, so when he says he lost his job September of 2024, when was all this information coming to you from him?
So he was just really confused because what they told him was that work had slowed down. However, he was the only person that they let go. And like, Sean's intuitive when
How do you know this? Do you work for the company?
What's that?
How do you know this? Do you work for the company?
That's what Sean told me. And that's what he repeatedly was just going back and forth with. Just like, I don't understand why. They said work's slow, but there's people working on site. And yeah, he said probably like a couple months ago that he ran into an old coworker and they told him that work had slowed down, that there was like a contract for an apartment building that they didn't get.
Yeah, kind of look through things and see if I have any questions for you. Ms. Gooding, Mr. Villalba, I am issuing this order on behalf of Mr. Villalba, and the reason being, Ms. Gooding, is I do find that there's unlawful harassment committed by you against Mr. Villalba. I'm glad to hear that things stopped a few weeks before the filing of this petition, but I see even with the opinion that it's not real credible, though. These text messages that I've been served plaintiff's exhibit, it's somebody who knows a lot about Mr. Villalba's family, his mom, his aunt, knows all about the relationship. It's all about there's a problem, the threat to make a profile to ruin a reputation, and then matching that up to the Facebook posting in the marketplace, I guess I'll call it, that details that to the world. And I find credible information and sufficient information to attribute it to Ms. Gooding. So I'm issuing this order. So what that means is through April 7th of 2026, you're not to have any contact with Mr. Villalba, as well with Caitlin. What I'm making a finding of is that there is a course of conduct directed at you by Ms. Gooding that is causing, and I see it here in court, substantial emotional distress, and it doesn't have any legitimate or lawful purpose, and it's unlawful harassment. So your belief that that's going on, then don't engage in any contact with her and talk to your child about contact with her that shouldn't be had, as you've asked this court to issue this order. If you believe there's a violation of this order, Mr. Villalba, then you contact 911, because the upshot could be an arrest and possible criminal case filed against Ms. Gooding. So just don't, go by this order. And so this will be in effect through April 7th of 2026. Mr. Villalba, if closing in on that time frame, you think this order needs to go longer, then we have to have another hearing. So within 3 months of that expiration, come back to the court and ask for a hearing, and then we'll see if this order should go longer. But today I'm just going to issue this for a year. Ms. Gooding, no contact means no contact. Does it mean through family, through friends, through social media? Not with Mr. Villalba, not with Caitlin. She's covered by this order. Stay at least 1,000 feet away from wherever he lives, works, goes to school, wherever you know he is. And Mr. Villalba, you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was just requesting that she please log out of my stuff so I can get my email back, so I can get my pictures. That'd be great, because if I try to get my emails, I have to send her email, a number, so I can get it back. I don't know why. I can't get any of my stuff because she's still logged into my, as of right now.
Changed passwords.
Yeah, I've done I have so many different login, logouts, passwords, and all this stuff. It's just so ridiculous. I mean, I have to get a new phone. So, no, we didn't share an account. She'd get into my phone when I'd go to sleep, and I'd wake up and I'd have like spyware and stuff put on my phone. I know, it's all right. I haven't,
It may take something with your provider. Writing up this order, do you have any questions about the limitations on you?
No, I just appreciate the comments made to Caitlin and Sean about their interactions with me. And I just would appreciate Sean to stop contacting me and filing false animal services report. They know it's you, Sean.
All right. I'm not asking you to argue over Zoom and during this hearing. So I asked if there were any questions about your restrictions.
No, I have none. Thank you for the order. I really do appreciate it.
That's all for today. It'll be in the court file and available to you. Service is not necessary as you appeared, and you can get a copy of this through your Zoom instructions and or calling the court.
Great. Thank you.